What's going on, guys? We have another video. This one's gonna be oh, it's Chili Games, by the way. Another game with Benson as we are grinding it, and I don't know. I want to bring as much content as I can. Um, so if there's something in the match where I think it's valid for me to make a video, I will save the video, put my voice over it, and we're gonna slap it on YouTube. Um, This was actually probably one of my best games in Benson. I haven't quite figured this ship out. Like I said in the last video, it's just I don't know. It's I can tell it's pretty good at what it does. The torps are pretty nice. This ship was god awful. Stock. It was just painful to play stock. Anyways, first part of the game here goes pretty well. So this spawn here is pretty, right where I'm launching these torps is pretty standard for a lot of players to go. And if you're a DD and you're rushing into that little lane right there, just stop. Because I'm gonna spam torps there. One, because I'm really not gonna need torps in the next minute or so, minute 30. I see that the base is being capped, and notice how there's a scores coming in. I'm assuming, since this guy is in a division, that this guy is either, the only reason why he'd be pushing up is because he's got a smoke screen, and that means that he's got a friendly, and there it is, pops his radar. Luckily, we're not in the cap, so we evade his radar, and the enemy mints decided to just kind of sit right there, and their plan was pretty solid. Destroyer in the cap, smoke up, scores radar, hopefully take care of a DD. But as for me, I'm looking back at my, like, no one has shots in this guy. I'm like, I am blown away. Anyways, I don't want to waste my detection here, and what I mean by that is I don't want to shoot and give away my cover, because at this range I really can't do much to scores. In terms of him doing more to me, I could tickle him, but he could devastate me here. So we're kind of just trying to let the team take care of this guy, and it's not really working out. I'm actually kind of shocked that this guy is still around. I'm keeping my eye on him though. What I'm doing is I'm watching his turrets, because I'm really wanting to shoot here. And you'll see that I'll switch to AP soon, and I noticed that all of his cover is going behind rocks, so no one's going to have shots at me. And he actually leaves the cap, so we're going to squeeze in here, start capping. Again, pinging the scores, and I thought he kept going, but I didn't know he beached here. So this is a pretty good range to really take advantage of a cruiser with some USN AP. And you see here, it's pretty rough. I didn't actually realize that he had his front turrets turned, so that was my bad. We take a little bit of damage here. Not crazy. Could have been a little bit more, I guess, fluid. However, he starts to turn out, which our shells start missing. Very sad. I kind of wanted that kill. Could have been a little bit more crisp, a little more citadels. I'm also like 5 kilometers away from him, so his torps can't hit me, so I don't have to worry about that. That was a really good blind fire, and I can't see what battleship that is back there. When I'm recording these, when I'm doing a voiceover on these videos in SHAREfactory, it like shrinks the screen, so I can't really see. I kind of have to go off like memory. So at this point, I'm just gonna leave this smoke because I know I won't be able to spot this Iowa, and if his trajectory remains true from what he was just sailing, then these should be some pretty easy torps to hit. At this point, I'm kind of leaving this flank. I'm already assuming that Iowa's going to take a pretty heavy beating here from these torps, and he actually starts to dodge, only takes 3, which I was hoping for like 4 or 5, but still, the damage is done, his damage con is down. We've capped B. At this point, I see the only other destroyer in the game is an enemy Z-23, which is super scary, because he can absolutely shred an Akatsuki, which was my teammate, or not my teammate, but on my team. And me, he can shred me. So I am actually kind of getting greedy. I'm wanting to launch torps at this guy, and I'm debating trying to light a fire on Iowa. But then again, I see that flank kind of crumbling, so I decide that it's in my best interest to move towards B to try and intercept this guy. Iowa goes down, that's a super good kill. And I forget what I do here. Do I launch torps? I think I do. I think I actually, yeah. Z23 goes down, which is big, so at this point, yeah. At this point, since they have no DDs, this game is 100% over. Or it should be. If the enemy team has no cruisers or DDs, and you have two, there is absolutely no reason why you should lose a game. There's no reason why you should be detected. And, you know, at this point, we're just kind of trying to get points here, so we're going to go for the cap. B. I was debating going all the way over to C and get those cap points as well, but I just figured that would be kind of boring. I just kind of wanted to get the game over with. And I get kind of cocky here. I'm thinking these torps are going to hit, and like I'm really hoping they just absolutely smack this guy. That would really cap it off. You see here, I'll get cocky in a second. Yeah, say thank you. Oh, I was so upset when these didn't hit. Oh, I was like, come on. He must have turned out and like they must have ran out. So he probably pooped his shorts. So I mean, we accomplished something. He's dead anyways. I just kind of wanted to smack him with 2 or 3 torps. Richelieu here, just joining the game in terms of participation. He's been at the controllers the whole time. I see him turning and I see him shoot, and so I know he has to reload. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start shooting some cheeky shots at him, because if you know they just shot, then you're invincible for however long their reload is. This guy's probably looking at 26 seconds. I don't know what Richelieu's reload is. Anyways, I shoot and I know that I have cover, so the next time he reloads, he won't be able to get a shot at me. Just another way to be super annoying in a destroyer. I was hoping to get a fire. We didn't get too lucky. And I was also hoping that this guy would continue on. He played it kind of smart and peeled out. My team behind me is capping C, which is good. I thought, again, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, 3 caps would look really good. But, you know, at this point, I kind of just wanted to chew on these guys with the guns. Yeah, you see me. I was like, could I squeak in there? No, especially with 2 people capping, it would have been way too fast. So, basically, the old thing is now is to try and squeak as much damage out as we can on these 2 unsuspecting loners. The reason why I posted this video, or I'm going to post it, is one, because we were able to stall out a Scores destroyer push. We were able to basically predict where that mince was going to be. He made a super predictable decision, and I played out wide on the cap. Basically, a smart player will, at the beginning of the game, will play it slow. They'll be close to the cap, but usually being the first one in the cap isn't the best idea. A good player will be like, oh, okay, destroyers in the cap, and they will have memorized the quickest routes to the cap, so they can basically know where you are. I'm not running twist and track. I'm not really sure if I should switch to it or not. I'll keep playing around with it. But since I saw that he got in the cap so early, I knew he had to go straight in this gap that we're actually going through now. And it's a pretty predictable part. And if I went straight into the cap to contest it, especially with Scores, I would have been radared and probably killed. So we were able to effectively torp a I don't know, an unlucky mince, we'll say that, and then a beta radar, and the score was pretty much just threw in the towel. That's what I assumed he did, because he knew he was way too overcommitted, so he probably just said screw it and wanted to get in the next game. And pretty much after that, we did what we could, but we didn't stay and pester that aisle. We went straight for the cap. We also put ourselves in a position to cap a B and also help our destroyer if that Z-23 had problems. I shot those torps trying to hit the was that a Queen? King George, yeah, King George. Sorry, I can't hardly see on this little screen that it gives you. Fortunately, this Richelieu was just sailing straight. Took a few, and you'll see what the AP can do to battleships. Broadside. Couldn't really chew on it, and I was kind of hoping to get these last 2 kills. Didn't really need it, to be honest. But at this point, I'm resetting. I'm shooting the King George now, just so I can get his capture points. But someone unfortunately just shot it. We get a fire, and luckily, somehow steal that kill. This game is over, 100%. We are pretty much over halfway through the grind for Benson, so we'll have a Fletcher video up, I assume, in the next couple days. The only problem is we only have like 2 million credits. Even with premium time and premium ships, that's going to take about, yeah, 20 solid games in Belfast or whatever just to get that cash. Anyways, pretty decent game. Not the best on damage or kills or anything, but we squeaked away with 3,700 XP, 2 solo caps. Just pretty satisfying, pretty easy to play. We were able to avoid things. We were able to pretty much play everything in our court. We didn't really get caught off guard. Guys, I really appreciate you. We are almost towards 80 subscribers. If you would leave a like on the video, that'd be much appreciated. If not, then I love you still. Y'all have a good day, guys. Thank you so much.